Welcome to the another lecture of electronic devices. In our last lecture we have covered diode capacitance, and in this lecture we are going to cover junction diode switching time. So before that we are going to cover charge control description of a diode. So if the bias is in the forward direction, the potential barrier at the junction is lowered and the hole from P side enter the N side. Similarly, electrons from N side move into the P side. So this process of minority carrier injection, say the excess hole density falls off exponentially with distance. So this is indicated in this figure A. So the shaded region under this curve is proportional to the injected charge. For simplicity of discussion, we assume that one side of the diode, say the P material, is so heavy doped in comparison with N side that the current I is carried across the junction entirely by hole moving from P to N side, or we can say I equal to IPN0. So the excess minority charge Q will then exist only on the N side and is given by the shaded area in the N region of figure A, multiplied by the diode across section A and the electronic charge Q. So if we talk about an important relationship that is referred to as charge control description of a diode, that is I equal to Q upon tau, which states that the diode current, which consists of hole crossing the junction from P to N side, is proportional to the stored Q of excess minority charge carriers. So the factors of proportionality is reciprocal of decay time constant, so that is called mean lag time of the minority charge carriers. So thus in a steady state, the current I supplies minority carriers at the rate at which these carriers are disappearing because of the process of decombination. So in this figure A, a forward bias junction charge control description is given. In B, the reverse bias junction, the charge control description is given. So the excess hole density P dash N equal to Pn minus Pn0, or N dash P equal to Np minus Np0, that is positive in A and negative in B. The transition region is assumed to be so small relative to the diffusion length that it is not indicated in this figure. So we can say tau equal to Lp square upon dp, where dp is the diffusion coefficient of holes and Lp is the diffusion length. So if we talk about charge storage under reverse bias, so when an external voltage reverse bias the junction, the steady state density of minority carriers can be shown in this figure B. So far from the junction, the minority carriers are equal to their thermal equilibrium values, that is Pn0 and Np0. So as the minority carrier approach the junction, they are rapidly swept across and the density of minority carriers diminish to 0 at this junction. So this result shows from the law of junction, since the concentration Pn0 reduces to 0 for negative junction potential V. So the injected charge under reverse bias is given by the shaded area in this figure. So this charge is negative since it represents less charge than is available under conditions of thermal equilibrium with no applied voltage with Q negative. So the diode current I is negative and of course equals to the reverse saturation current I0 in magnitude. So the charge control categorization of diode describes the device in terms of current I and the stored charge Q, whereas the equivalent circuit categorization uses the current I and the junction voltage V. So one immediately apparent advantage of this charge control description is that the exponential relationship between I and V is replaced by the linear dependence of I and Q. The charge Q also makes a simple parameter, the sign of which determines whether the diode is forward or reverse bias. The diode is forward bias if Q is positive and reverse bias if Q is negative. That is shown from these two figures. So to know deeply about junction diode switching time, now we took this a case study that when a diode is driven from reverse bias condition to forward state or in the opposite direction, the diode response is accompanied by a transient and an interval of time elapses before the diode recovers to its steady state. So the forward recovery time TFR is the time difference between 10% point of diode voltage and the time when the voltage reaches and remains within 10% of its final value. So it turns out that TFR does not usually constitute a serious practical problem. So hence we here consider only the more important situation of reverse recovery time. So if we talk about reverse recovery time, when an external voltage is applied and forward bias a PN junction, the steady state density of minority carriers is shown in this figure A. So the number of minority carriers is very large. So these minority carriers have in each case have supplied from other side of junction. Here being minority carriers, they are in plentiful supply. If the external voltage is suddenly reversed to a diode circuit which has carrying current in the forward direction, so the diode current will not immediately fall into steady state or reverse bias value. So for the current cannot attain the steady state value until the minority carrier distribution, which at the moment of voltage reversed had the form in figure A, reduces to distribution, that is figure B. So until such time as the injected or excess minority charge carrier concentration, that is Pn minus Pn0 or Np minus Np0 has dropped normally to 0, the diode will remain to conduct easily and the current will determined by the external resistance in the diode circuit. So if we talk about storage and transition time, the sequence of events which accompanies the reverse biasing of conducting diode is indicated in this figure. So we consider that the voltage in figure B is applied to diode resistor circuit, that is in this figure A. So for a long time, or up to time t1, the voltage Vi equal to Vf and has been in the direction of forward bias the diode. So the resistance RL is assumed large enough so that the drop across RL is large in comparison with the drop across the diode. So then the current I in RL is given by Vf upon RL, or it is also equal to I of F. So at the time t equal to t1, the input voltage reverses abruptly to the value, that is V equal to minus Vr. So for the reason described above, the current does not drop to 0 but instead reverses and remains at the value I equal to minus Vr upon RL, that is minus R, until the time t equal to t2, the minority carrier density Pn at x equal to 0 has reached its equilibrium state Pn0. If the diode ohmic resistance is Rd, then at time t equal to t1, the voltage falls slightly by If plus R into Rd, but it does not reverse. So at time t equal to t2, that is here, when the excess minority carriers in the immediate neighborhood of the junction have been swept back across the junction, the diode voltage begins to reverse and magnitude of the diode current begins to decrease. So the interval t1 to t2 for the stored minority carriers to become 0 is called storage time, it is represented by Ts. The time which elapses between T2 and the time when the diode has nominally recovered is called Tt or transient time. So this recovery interval will be completed when the minority carriers which are at some distance from the junction have diffused to the junction and crossed it, and when in addition the junction transition capacitance across the reverse bias junction has charged from RL to voltage minus of VR. So if we talk about its importance, the manufacturer normally specifies the reverse recovery time of a diode, that is TRR, and it is typically operating condition in terms of current waveform as shown in this figure D. The time TRR is the interval from the current interval at t equal to T1 until the diode has recovered to specified extent in terms either of the diode current or the diode resistance. So if the specified value of RL is larger than the several hundreds ohm, ordinarily the manufacturer will specify the capacitance CL shunting RL in the measuring circuit, which is used to determine TRR. So the commercially switching type diodes are available with times TRR in the range from less than a nanosecond up to as high as 1 microsecond in diodes intended for switching large currents. So this switching time also represents how faster the diode is. So in this particular slide we have covered the diode switching time and its charge control description. Thank you.